I thought it was fine by me. I mean, I'm kind of like neutral about it. Also, I see why it's supposed to be mandated, because that way, just extra precaution in case someone's sick around you or you're sick. I don't have any strong opinions on it. As long as it doesn't carry through too long, then I'm fine.
For me, I already had the mental association of masks and health, like as a necessary public health measure.
I was pretty open to wearing a mask just because, I don't know, I wanted to do my part in like keeping the pandemic under control and just keeping people safe.
I mean, especially earlier in the pandemic, or not earlier, but just not this for 2 years. So I would say about halfway through the first year, I think that was definitely something where the people's fear had worn off, and there was a certain demographic of people that were just not having it. They were not having the idea that they needed to wear a mask to exist in public. And I remember many stories on social media, on traditional news, of like verbal altercations or things that had gotten violent or things that involved like the police being called, like the whole gamut.
I've just heard a lot of like grocery stores telling people to put their mask on and they didn't want to because it was their right to not wear it. So then like they had to call the police on them or something.
I remember like probably back in May of 2020, it was like Whole Foods in LA, and someone did not want to wear a mask in there, and it was like all over the news, and I was like, wow, that's interesting, you know?
I wasn't that surprised because they've expired it before, but I still choose to wear my mask inside when I can.
I think it should have ended earlier, and at the time it should have been exactly when the state moved their guidelines to not require it anymore.
I feel like maybe it should have been extended just until May, like when school ended, since we're near the end of the semester, but I understand why it wasn't extended.
If we see, I know that there's been a lot of different variants over the years, and so I know that different variants have different contagion rates, and I think that if we see any kind of trending up in terms of numbers, it would not surprise me in the fall if we saw a mask mandate return. But if we maintain our numbers, I could also, I think it could go either way, and it really just depends on public perception as well as like the actual contagion numbers. So I think time will tell.